Hi guys, it is the Oz Rockgod, and today we are doing another Count 'em Down. Now, Sean Connery sadly passed away on October the 31st after a long and illustrious career. He started acting in the 50s and officially retired in the year 2006. Now, he starred in many iconic movies and played many iconic characters. So this is the top 5 Sean Connery performances. Coming in at number 5, we have The Rock. Now, this movie was released in 1996 and it was directed by Michael Bay and also starred Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris. Now, Sean Connery stars as a former SAS captain and an ex-Alcatraz inmate. Now, his job is to help Nicolas Cage and a team of Navy SEALs break into Alcatraz and stop a hostage situation involving bioweapons.
Welcome to The Rock.
Now, this is a typical Michael Bay film with action being used as a plot device and with a little bit of comedy thrown in as well.
You enjoying this?
Well, it's certainly more enjoyable than my average day. Reading philosophy, avoiding gang rape in the washrooms. Though it's less of a problem these days. Maybe I'm losing my sex appeal.
So The Rock is a movie where Nicolas Cage is pretty much being Nicolas Cage. And Sean's performance really does bring a sense of gravitas to the production. He plays really well against Nicolas Cage's character, which really highlights his range because he can slot right into that sort of role that's designed for one of them big budget blockbuster popcorn movies. During production, it really showed his dedication to his roles no matter what. In true Sean Connery style, the movie was over budget and over schedule, so he met with Disney executives for Michael Bay and demanded more money and more time, which they caved and he got, and Michael Bay was able to finish the movie, and it was probably one of his best movies of his career. And Sean Connery has some great one-liners throughout his career, but I think the one that he delivers in The Rock is probably one of his best.
I'll do my best.
Your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
And coming in at number 4, we have Dr. No. Well, what can you say about Dr. No? Not only did it launch the Bond franchise and the Bond phenomenon, but it also helped launch Sean Connery's career. It was his big breakthrough role.
My name is Bond, James Bond. My instructions were implicit. I was to leave for Jamaica in 2 hours. License to kill.
Now, Dr. No was released in 1962, and while not a huge critical success upon its opening, as time has passed, it has gained a reputation as one of the best Bond movies in the franchise. So when Sean auditioned for the role of James Bond, he turned up in unpressed clothes and very scruffy looking. Yet he turned in one hell of a performance. He gave Bond the debonair, macho and sophisticated feel to the character we've come to know and love today. He really did set the benchmark for what James Bond was supposed to be on the big screen.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Coming in at number 3, we have Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So this movie was released in 1989 and sees Sean Connery taking on the role of Henry Jones Sr., Indiana Jones's father, and who is a professor in medieval literature and an expert on the mystery surrounding the Holy Grail.
Junior?
Yes, sir.
It is you, Junior.
Don't call me that, please.
This role was a perfect fit for Sean Connery, as the Indiana Jones movies were written to rival the fun and success that the Bond movies had brought audiences. And it was always joked about between Spielberg and Lucas that if anyone was going to be Indiana Jones's father, the only logical explanation would be James Bond. This performance is another testament to the dedication that Sean has for his craft. During script rewrites, Sean had heavy influence on the direction that he wanted Henry Jones Sr. to take. He wanted him to be played as someone who was always that one step better than his son. Made more importance of the two of them overcoming that to forge their relationship, and also to find the Grail and seek that sense of accomplishment. And a lot of Connery's comic suggestions were included in the final draft of the script and in the final cut, including it was Sean's idea to reveal his relationship with Elsa a lot earlier than originally intended, and it was an improvised line that ended up doing so.
How did you know she was a Nazi? How did you know she was a Nazi?
She talks in her sleep.
And being a Steven Spielberg film, there is of course an underlying theme to the quest for the Holy Grail. It is a father and son with a fractured history and relationship, so they must overcome each other's egos and past decisions in life to finally unite and become proud of one another's accomplishments and to fulfill and succeed in their quest for the Holy Grail. And the chemistry between Ford and Connery is outstanding. Their shared scenes together really help drive home that the estranged father-son dynamic, very subtly, yet prominent enough for the audience to take notice. They're two masters at the top of their game.
This is an obsession, Dad. I never understood it. Never.
Neither did Mom. Oh, yes, she did. Only too well. Unfortunately, she kept her illness from me. But all I could do was mourn her.
Coming in at number 2 is The Untouchables. Now, this movie was released in 1987 and was directed by the legendary Brian De Palma. It also stars Kevin Costner, Andy Garcia, and Robert De Niro. And The Untouchables is a gangster movie telling the story of the Prohibition War between Al Capone and Eliot Ness. And Connery stars as policeman Jim Malone, one of the men tasked to bring down the Capone empire. And with such a stellar cast, Connery really shone through in this movie, culminating in him winning an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for the year. And he was up against such talent as Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington. And he also won the Golden Globe for the same role.
Sean Connery and the Untouchables.
In winning this award, it creates a certain dilemma, because I had decided, if I'd had the good fortune to win, that I would give it to my wife, who deserves it. But this evening I discovered backstage that they're worth $15,000, and now I'm not so sure.
The role of Jim Malone really proved to audiences that his acting talent was the real deal and that he actually had a lot of star power, especially mixing it with the big boys in The Untouchables. And once again, he delivered another unforgettable line.
Want to get Capone? Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way. And that's how you get Capone.
And now we've come to the number 1 spot. And my number 1 Sean Connery performance is Goldfinger. Goldfinger was released in 1964 and is widely regarded as the best of all the Bond movies. It was the 3rd installment in the Bond franchise, and it has many elements introduced into this movie that were carried on over into future Bond films. Much of what we define now as being James Bond originated in Goldfinger, such as the spy gadgets, the double entendres, character names, and even the villain wanting to take over the world.
Mr. Goldfinger.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
And it's also these elements that started in Goldfinger that have laid the basis for a lot of the parody films over the years of Bond movies. They've taken what Goldfinger started and parodied on that sort of stuff. So this is Sean Connery's shining Bond performance. He has great action presence during the action set pieces, yet he delivers his lines with a sense of playfulness and gives us another classic piece of dialogue.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Goldfinger is another film in Connery's career where he steered the role to match what the director and the film were trying to achieve. His performance enabled this Bond movie to be seen exactly what was intended, a fun spy adventure movie. So this top 5 was very hard to narrow down to just 5 movies, due to Sean's immense talent and his eye for a great screenplay and great movie. And especially since he had such a long career, finding 5 of his best proved to be very difficult. Honourable mentions where he's great in, or that the movie is really good and are a must-see if you're a fan of his. I think Hunt for Red October, Medicine Man, The Man Who Would Be King, The Time Bandits, Highlander, and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. So Vale, Sir Sean Connery. So that's it from me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on some of Sean Connery's good top performances. Did I get the top 5 right? Did I get it close to what you think? Yeah, just let us know in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe the video if you like what I'm doing. Get those horns up, and we'll see you next time.